All right. So it's been a while since I've been on a live. If you're watching this on YouTube, check out my website, coinringmaker.com. You can see all my products that I make out of coins, coin rings like this Morgan silver dollar. But today we're going to be making skull and crossbone quarters. So the first step is to anneal these. So I'm just going to jump right into that. I'm going to start with this Texas quarter. Good morning. So yeah, this is the only order I have to work on today. So if anybody wants to get a coin ring and see it get made on this live, you can go visit the link on my profile or just go to buycoinrings.com. Go shop around a little bit, and if you do place an order, I'll get right to work on it for you, and you can see the whole process of how your coin will be made into a ring. Go check out that website. It's linked on my profile. It's also my username, coinringmaker.com. What we're doing here is annealing these quarters. It's going to soften up this metal a little bit and make them easier to stamp. Get in real close here. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's nice. So now we've got 3 freshly annealed quarters. Just gonna dry them off. How's everybody doing today? If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Oh, thank you for the TikToks. That's what's up. All right. So there are our annealed quarters. And now we got to go set up the stamp. We're making skull and crossbone quarters. So there's going to be like a 3D skull and crossbone stamp sticking out of the middle of these by the time we're done. But I got to go set up my stamp. And I haven't quite figured out a good way to film this. So this is a 12-ton press, and this is my stamp here, and I'll show you guys how I get this all set up. So I've got double-sided tape on this stamp right here. You can see the skull and crossbone on there, and to make sure that the bottom and the top are lined up, I actually place the top in the bottom, get it nice and lined up, and then I bring the ram down onto the stamp. And then the double-sided tape, sorry the lighting isn't great over here, and we're also going to have an issue where this bar right here is going to hit the top of my phone. Yeah, I put this this press up off the ground, move some stuff around a little bit. I do like this press, but it takes a while to move. A little slow at it, but we'll get it there. So now we're getting pretty close, and at this point I like to make sure that it's nice and centered underneath here, so we'll get a nice grab by that tape. Put a little pressure on it, and we'll pull that pressure back off, and it'll just go up. Very nice. Now we're going to take our first quarter. This one is a Washington quarter, and it's kind of tricky. I actually have to put the quarter upside down because on the other side it's right side up. So put this upside down on here, try and get that as centered as possible. And that is also kind of tricky because you can't really see what you're aiming for, but hopefully we'll get it. And again, y'all check out coinringmaker.com. I make a bunch of cool stuff out of coins. This isn't all I do, but this is kind of like a fun little side product. And there is our skull and crossbones. So we'll go ahead and get the next one here. You get a little better lighting over on this section of my shop. Thank you. I think it's pretty cool. Now this is really tricky to get them nice and centered on here. So I think I'm actually going to have to re-anneal a couple more quarters and have another go at it. So that first one was a little off center. They really like to grab onto it, so I have to pry them off. There we go. That one's a little better. Not great. Yeah, I think we're going to have to re-anneal. We've got one more here we're gonna try. We got the Texas one. Need a laser mount. Need something. I think I just need a light, honestly. It's dark over here. No, it's not illegal. If you'd like to learn about the laws around making coin jewelry, I have a blog post about it on my website, coinringmaker.com. It's right up at the top. Really easy to find. I feel like this is not centered right. So we're gonna try and realign it here. Apparently you can alter coins as long as you don't sell them. Well, it's as long as you don't commit fraud or like counterfeiting. Like if you took a penny and made it look like a dime, like that's illegal. So it's all about fraudulent altering of currency. So if you're doing it for like art or jewelry purposes, it's a-okay. The Mint says that they don't endorse this activity, but they also don't condemn it. They mostly just don't want to be associated with it. Like they don't want people to think that stuff like this is made by the Mint. So you got to make sure to differentiate yourself. But clearly, I'm not the U.S. Mint. Can you add to and take away from the coin? I mean, you really shouldn't. Like, there's not any real good reason to do that. Even with silver, like, it's pretty much a waste of time. Alright, we'll go check this one out under the light. Yeah, so the first two here are off center. The definition isn't really good. That means the stamp wasn't lined up right. It's really tricky to get it lined up just right. So those two are a bust. But this one came out really nice. I'm going to say that one's a keeper. So what I do with these when I'm finished is I take some steel wool and I'll rub that on here and give it kind of a weathered look where the higher detail has shine to it, and then ship them out. These are available on my website, coinringmaker.com. I also make coins into rings like this one. This one's a Morgan silver dollar, but I also do quarters, half dollars, American silver eagles, lots of different coins. So y'all go check that out. The link is on my profile, and I'm going to get 2 more quarters. We're going to need a Washington and a Nevada, so give me just a second. Yeah, no problem. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Like I said, my website is coinringmaker.com. Pretty easy to remember. And now we're going to go ahead and anneal 2 more of these and give it a second shot. Thanks for dropping the follows, guys. Mr. Pug, user lots of numbers, and Marco, thanks for following. If you guys wouldn't mind tapping the screen if you're enjoying this live, we're at 554 likes. And if you'd like to see a coin ring made just for you, if I get an order in on my shop, which is linked on my profile during this live, I'll stop what I'm doing and make your ring for you. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. We're making some skull and crossbone quarters at the moment. There we go, got them freshly annealed. That just softens up this metal, makes it easier to stamp. But for anyone who's just joined in, this is a finished, well, kind of, it's about half finished. I still have to heighten the details, but that's what the stamp looks like. It's pretty cool because you can see it on both sides. Really cool 3D articulated stamp. And I've got those available in all 50 states if anybody wants to get one. I'm gonna hop back over here. And I'm going to realign this because I know I moved it a little bit when I took that last one off. I need to get like a phone mount that mounts like right here. What's your size? Yeah, what's your ring size, Russ? I've got a pretty decent range of what size rings I can make. 14.5 to 15. Okay, so I can do that for, I believe, anything bigger than a quarter. So half dollars, American eagles, half-ounce silver rounds, 1-ounce silver rounds. Pretty much quarters, I have to stop at size 13, but anything bigger than that, I can go to 15, 16. I've made a size 18 before. Just quarters, I have to stop at 13. That's when they start breaking and looking weird. No, man, it's totally legal. If you'd like to learn more about it, visit my website, coinringmaker.com. There's a blog post right at the top that explains all the legalities of making coins into jewelry. But basically, it's very similar to like a penny smashing machine you might find at SeaWorld or amusement park. And if you guys haven't checked it out, go visit my website, take a look at some of my work. I sure would appreciate it. Coinringmaker.com. It's linked on my profile. Alright, let's go check these out. I think they came out a lot better than those first two. Yeah, that's really nice. You know it's a good stamp when you get to see all the teeth. That looks really good. Let's see this one. Right in the middle. Awesome. That one's perfect. And then there's our Texas one. And now we're going to do just a little bit of like a cleanup step. I don't know. I do this for like stylistic purposes. I could send these out like this, but I prefer to hit them with a little bit of steel wool. Kind of brings out the detail. You trying to blame me for the chain shortage? How do you get one? A Texas one? You can visit my website. It's coinringmaker.com. It's linked on my profile. If you'd like, you can just take a screenshot of that. Coinringmaker.com. And these will be under coins. I've got everything kind of sorted. I've got a bunch of random stuff I make out of coins. Mostly rings. So here's a little side-by-side. You can just see like the higher details kind of shiny while the back is a little darker. Can someone type out the website, please? I have 5 kids and I can't hear them. Yeah, just take a picture of this, Steven. Can you screenshot real quick? I'll leave it up here for like 10 seconds for you. You got it? You got it? Coinringmaker.com, guys. That's where to go. Get some cool stuff. Nice. All right, so we got this one. Looking good. And then we'll do a little bit of polish. That's the next step, but we'll finish cleaning up the high points on these two first. And thank you guys for watching. We're at 2,000 likes. If you gave me a follow, I do appreciate it. And if you checked out the website, let me know what you think. And for anyone who's curious, this is super fine steel wool. It's like 4-0 steel wool. So it's rough enough to get some of this stuff off, but it doesn't really scratch up as rough as most steel wool would. And I know this can't be the most exciting thing on TikTok, but I'll be finished with these here in just a minute. what happens if you, the print, if you put a flat plate on it, just flattens out. I've flattened it before, but like the detail's still there. I just think it looks cooler 3D, but it can be flattened out, and it maintains like the skull stamp detail. Thanks, man. How's it going? You got me working on something that's not a ring. I got skull and crossbone quarters today. How do you stamp? It with a 12-ton press, and then it's like a two-sided stamp. So this is like the female side, and that's the male side. It's a really cool stamp. I really, really like this. I was given it as a gift, and I've never found anything like it anywhere else. So it's pretty cool. Shout out to Shire Post Mint. If you guys aren't following them, they make some really, really cool coins. Officially licensed Lord of the Ring coins. That's Shire Post Mint. Y'all go check them out. An awesome group of people making really cool stuff. They gave me that. Like when I first started out, they were like, "Hey man, you look like you could use this more than we could." And I love it. Now I'll just hit these with polishing cloth real quick, and they'll be good to go. And then, if anybody would like to watch me make them a coin ring, go visit my website and place an order. If I see your order come in, we'll get started on it. You've got probably, I don't know, 5 minutes or so to go check it out. And if not, I'm just going to make a coin ring for fun. Any suggestions? What kind of coin ring should I make, Rick? What do you think? I don't specifically sell coins. This is like the only type of coin I sell. I sell modified coins. A ½ ounce? This is why we got a coin shortage. Man, that's like the 100th time I've heard that joke. It's funny every time. Thank you very much. I think they're pretty cool. I'll try and get a real nice close look at them. And again, these are available in all 50 states. And I don't think you can get something like this anywhere else. So, they're pretty cool. All right. Let's check out our ½ ounces. How about this one? No, I haven't done any Freemason stuff. You have one made it out of a 1941 quarter. So before I get started on that, I do have quite a few fine silver half-ounce rounds that I make into rings. Here's an Indian buffalo round. So I'm just going to show these off to give you guys kind of an idea of some of the stuff I work on. This one I call the flag and eagle. This wingspan looks really cool on the ring. This is a imitation 1909 S penny. It's pretty cool. It's got the wheat on the back. And there's another buffalo. So yeah, there's quite a few different types of coins I can make into rings, and if you're interested in seeing more of them, go check out my website. But we're going to go ahead and make this one into a ring. It's pretty cool. My stamping block. So the first thing we got to do is punch a hole in it. My go-to hole punch size is a 1/2 inch. And this is a really cool tool. This is called Jason's Works Auto Centering Punch. So what it does is it allows you to punch a hole in a coin right in the middle of it. And that's actually more difficult than it sounds with like normal tools. So it's pretty genius. I really like it. We're going to put a little bit of Blue Shop paper towel down here to kind of protect the detail on the coin. And as we tighten this down, it's got kind of a funnel shape to it, so that is going to auto center the coin. That's how that works. It's very clever. So before I had this tool, I came up with this thing. That's what this is. This is a center guide that I made myself on my 3D printer. And it worked pretty well, but this is just like next level. It's perfect. We'll get our punch. Again, this is a 1/2 inch punch. And I'm just going to hammer this through here. Thanks for the TikToks and popcorn, man. This piece I call the center punch, and if you order a coin ring from me, there's quite a few different ways you can receive this. It's just kind of an add-on. When you get your ring, you can get your center punch just like this. You can get it as a keychain or on a necklace, or as like a tie pin or a hat pin. Pretty cool. Let's see how our coin looks. Almost got 3,000 likes. Y'all tap that screen for me. Let's go. Knock it off of here. And there is our silver round. I really like how the kind of flowing hair on this looks like fire. And it's going to look even more like it once we get it rung. It's a pretty cool coin. So after we punch a hole in the center, this edge right here is really rough and sharp. So what I do is use a deburring tool and cut away at that and make it nice and smooth. And if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. If you haven't checked out my website yet, it's coinringmaker.com. It's linked on my profile. Go check it out. No, it's like it's an imitation of an old coin. This is just a 1/2 ounce fine silver round. It's produced by Golden Statement, and I'll show you that here in just a second. So you see on the back here it says Golden Statement, and it did say 1/2 ounce fine silver round. Now I'm not really making the hole much bigger. I'm just cutting away at the rough edge from where we punched the hole. So this is really not very much silver. It's very thin. This would not be a great way to make the hole bigger. It would take a very long time to get anywhere. Unless you were just trying to make a really small change, I suppose. But it's more about just making the inside edge nice and smooth. Because once we start bending and shaping it, if there's any nicks or scratches on the inside there, it'll cause the ring to split. So we want to really make sure that cut edge is as smooth as possible. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and anneal this. You can see how nice and smooth that is now. And then we'll get on to folding and shaping it. Stainless coin rings. You mean sterling? I ain't working on steel. No, I'm not making the hole bigger. No, I haven't added the sterling rings yet. Well, I've been trying to find a place where I can get more of them, because at the moment it's just I have like one of each design, and I don't know, there's like 6 I think. So it would, if I sold one, it would just be gone, and I wouldn't be able to make any more of them. So I'm trying to track down some more of the same coins before I list them. So I have a couple. So far, no luck though. Like, they're a bit rarer than I first expected. And that's also kind of stopping me from making them into rings, because I'm like, wait a minute. What are these? What did the heating do? It softens the metal, so that makes it easier to bend and shape. So we're about to start shaping it here. If we didn't do that, the silver would be more brittle and more likely to fold unevenly or even snap. It just makes it easier to do stuff like this. And while silver is quite soft, it doesn't hurt to anneal it. And with stuff like 90% silver is actually a lot tougher than fine silver, so I have to anneal it pretty often. But fine silver is really actually quite nice to work with. It's much softer. Right, that's gonna. I just don't want it to fall all the way through my die. I don't think it will. I think we can get it bottomed. Yeah. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to ask. It's coming along very nicely. So Now, like I said earlier, we want to make sure that this cut edge right here is as smooth as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and sand on that a little bit and make sure it's nice and smooth. Because as you stretch it, it puts more tension and you can start to get some cracks. We want to just get rid of all those. Thank you. I haven't yet. Mostly I work on US currency, but I mean, I could. I don't have any Swedish coins. Go ahead and get a little newer one of these. Yeah, I have quite a few finished rings I can show you. So this one I'm wearing right now, this is a Morgan silver dollar from 1890. And over here I've got a whole bunch of finished rings. So this is a Libertad. This is another Morgan silver dollar. This is a Don't Tread on Me round. Got a snake's head on it. And a rattle. This is the silver penny one. This is the eagle and buffalo. American silver eagle. This is a Susan B. Anthony dollar. What's this one? Philharmonic 1 ounce fine silver round. Yeah, if you'd like to send me a specific coin, you can email me at info@coinringmaker.com. That's how I handle most of my custom coin ring orders. It's a Walking Liberty half dollar. There's a Britannia. It's pretty cool. 1964 half dollar. Bunch of cool finished rings here. This is a sterling silver UN ring I finished. It's pretty cool. It's a fine silver maple. I do have one type of gold coin ring available. It's a gold American Eagle in 2021. But I can't make these very big. This is a 1/4 ounce. Yeah, I've got copper clad quarters from 1974. Unfortunately, they don't have a lot of silver from 74. Why are they so big? I don't know. This is made from a 1 ounce silver round. So let's see. This is a 1 ounce round. It's a pretty big coin compared to like a quarter. So the bigger the coin, the bigger the ring. But let's see here. So this right here is a 1/2 ounce silver round. And here's a 1/4. So really, depending on the size of the coin you start with, you get a thicker band. And I can go all the way down to like mercury dimes. But again, very similar to the gold coin, I can only get those up to certain sizes. I can't make them very big. But if you need a really big like ring, I can make these up to like size 18. You can see my prices on my website, which is linked on my profile. It's also coinringmaker.com. 1/2 ounce looks like the perfect size. I really do like the 1/2 ounce. Let me show you something real quick. So we've got, there's the 1 ounce, there's the ½ ounce, and then this is a Morgan silver dollar. So it's somewhere in between these two, and I really like it. It's a very nice ring. The detail is very crisp. It's a little stronger than the fine silver, so the detail stays on there. They're also like 100 years old, and they look really good whether you have the date on the outside or you want to have something like "In God We Trust" between the wings on the top of the outside of your ring. You can do it either way. Yeah, the ½ ounce it's a good ring, but some people have bigger fingers. They want really, eye-catching, big silver, lots of detail. So I even have 1/4 ounce fine silver rounds if the ½ ounce is too big. Show you some of those. So here's an example of a 1/4 ounce fine silver round, and they come out very similar in size to just a 1/4. I think they're a little bit bigger. Put a 1/4 on top. They're just a hair bigger than a 1/4. There's lots of cool designs, and that way you guys can get, the band size that's right for you, design that's right for you. Lots of cool stuff. Check out the website, coinringmaker.com. It's cool. Thank you very much, Dylan. All right, we're going to get back to work on this one. So usually when I make example rings like this that aren't for customers, I'll size them to myself. And I am going to need to stretch that out just a little bit. So we'll go over here to the ring stretcher to do that. This is the ring stretcher. It stretches rings. I'll pop our ring on here. Have a little bit of blue shot paper towel in between the ring so there's not metal on metal contacts. And I just want to stretch this out just a little bit so that it's loose on the finger I want to fit it on. That should be good. Now we're going to put some tape around it. This is Blue Monster plumbing tape, and this helps protect the outside detail of the coin for the next step. We're just going to wrap this around here a couple times. You really don't want metal on metal contact. That's how you lose detail. So I like to have these buffers. They just so happen to be blue. I like how you kept the detail on the edge of the coin ready, just like the one you're wearing, like this. Call that the reeded edge. It's pretty cool. So every coin ring's different. Really, I don't worry too much about how long it takes me. I enjoy doing it. I don't keep track. Sometimes it's 15 minutes, sometimes it's 2 days. The quarters I've been working on the longest, so I can do them pretty quickly. The bigger the coin or round, the longer it takes usually. But it also depends on if I'm filming it or not. So if I was just doing this by myself, I could run through it pretty quickly. The ring I'm wearing, this is a Morgan silver dollar. So it's 90% silver. This was actually in circulation 100 years ago. This is one of my favorite coins to work on because both sides look really good. Really, really cool. It's like plumbing tape. It's like Teflon. Not Teflon. I don't know. I get it at a plumbing store. What did you say, Sharon? I missed it. What did you say? Yeah. These will be under coin rings and then 90% silver and then dollars. It's called a Morgan silver dollar. I've got quite a few dates available that you can pick from. The link for my website is on my profile. I do have quarters from 1974, but they're copper clad. Because of that, they can turn your finger green. Unfortunately, in the 70s, there just aren't a lot of silver coins that were made. Thank you very much. Shannon, I saw your comment about being ignored, but I didn't see what your comment was. Can you type it again? I didn't mean to ignore you. I'm just, I'm a little distracted, working on some jewelry. Sometimes I don't see every comment. Nothing personal. They didn't start making silver proof sets until 1992. Copper clad. Oh, okay. What's the oldest coin I've made? I think it's somewhere around this. Like, this one's from the 1800s. This is 1890. So not far off from this one. So what we did there was we shrunk this down in the Swedish wrap, got it a nice ring shape, and now we're going to take this tape off and see how it looks. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. If you haven't checked out the website yet, it's coinringmaker.com. Lots of cool stuff there, so go check it out. Links on my profile. It looks like this side is just a little wider than this one, so we're going to need to reduce that a little bit more. But first, I'm going to cut away at this inside lip. So a lot of coins have this kind of lip on them, and it's pretty uncomfortable, and it also kind of messes up sizing, so I just cut that away. Makes it a lot more comfortable. What do I do with the scraps? Right now, I just kind of keep them in a Tupperware. Eventually, I'd like to get the tools I need to melt it down and kind of make my own little ingots. What's illegal? Giving unsolicited legal advice? Got a lawyer in the chat? It's kind of like my second job. A little above a side hustle. Not quite full time. And that lip is just hanging on in there. You see it just right here? It's really sharp now. Yeah, right at that edge right there. It doesn't want to go away. I'll go ahead and tape this up again. Do not have a buffing machine with a ring mandrel. I have a ring mandrel. I don't have a buffing machine. Almost everything I do is by hand. That should be a lot more even now. Not quite where I want it. I want to go a little further. Still not quite where I want it. So I'd rather take little baby steps than just go full force and make it too small. So little baby changes till we get it right where we want it. Yeah. I like the look of that. That looks good. Hop back over here. Try and take off what's left of that inside lip. And then we'll polish this up. Get it nice and shiny. Nice and smooth. Finally. Yes. All right, let's clean it up. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to ask now. We're almost done here. I do appreciate y'all stopping by and watching for a little bit. If you haven't tapped that follow button yet, go ahead and give it a tap. If you haven't checked out the website, make sure to check it out. Lots of cool stuff there. What do I use the tumbler for? For cleaning stuff up that I can't really clean very well with my hands. So sometimes I'll get some really old coins that elbow grease just isn't good enough for them. But most of the time I can polish and clean the rings by hand. Shiny. Looks pretty good. Well, I hope y'all have a good day. And again, thanks for stopping by. Hope to catch you on the next one, where I'll be making some coins into rings, probably. Yeah, no problem. Y'all have a great day. Give this a little bit more polish. This is the one thing about silver, you know, You can just keep polishing it forever. And it'll just keep getting shinier and shinier. Let's go over here, give you guys a nice look at this before I hit the road. Got a little bit of fuzz from that polishing rag on my thumb. But yeah, I like this design a lot. It's cool. Well, we'll catch you next time. Y'all have a great